I've got an idea for Peter Dutton. It's 7 plants located in regional Victoria, but they're not nuclear, they're biogas. And you might think a biogas plant is a small tank outside the back of a factory. That's a rooster. But large-scale biomethane production facilities located in regional Victoria are not a nuclear option. They're a sensible option, and that's because you can take agricultural residue, you can engage farming rural communities to provide feedstock to large-scale biomethane production facilities. And here's why biomethane production facilities is so much better than nuclear. 7 4 petajoule per annum plants, biomethane plants, which are just like ones being developed in Denmark right now, would produce enough gas to provide a peaking power plant, 3 gigawatts of peaking plants running at 10% of the year. That's about a similar size to what the coalition is, actually it's probably about half the size of what the coalition is proposing for its nuclear policy. The biomethane plants provide renewable gas for hard to decarbonise industry. And one thing you don't know probably about biomethane plants is they produce biogenic CO2. Biogenic CO2 is going to be needed for sustainable aviation fuel. It's going to be needed for e-methanol for shipping. It could be buried as a form of carbon capture and storage. And biogenic CO2 biomass power plants with carbon capture and storage, once again, are being developed in Europe. And the value of that carbon dioxide removal is enormous to the climate. Biomethane plants use existing infrastructure. They will use the existing pipeline transmission infrastructure, the gas pipeline transmission infrastructure, ship gas to where it's needed. That gas can go to gas peaking power plants that can use transmission lines, just like the nuclear policy was supposedly going to do. So if you double that to say 14 biomethane plants located in regional Australia, low risk tech, highly developed technology, can be deployed in 2 or 3 years at a cost that's just a fraction of the nuclear option. That would supply gas for industry, CO2 for fuels, and peaking power to support the renewable transition. The nuclear policy is just bad policy. It's expensive, it's delayed, and it's sub-economic. We've got so many more options here in Australia, and they need to be considered. And biomethane plants is a sleeper that people need to wake up to. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the nuclear policy. Cheers.